So you guys, I really wanted to talk about this Matt and Colleen situation because people have brought it up and people are saying, why aren't people talking more about this? Why aren't we talking more about the fact that Matt is abusive and this, that, and the other? And the reason that she couldn't reassure him in the way that he needed to be reassured is because she was just so petrified that she didn't know what he was gonna do. I have a different take, right? What if the way what he was reacting was rooted in the fact that he sensed that a lot of what he was sensing may have a root in reality, right? Think about it, you guys. Matt was Colleen's third choice. Third. Not second, third, right? Got rejected 2 times. I'm not knocking it, right? It's happened to me in real life plenty of freaking times, okay? Such is life. But I was always just taken aback by this big bang type relationship that just appeared out of thin air. It's like rejection 1, cry. Rejection 2, cry. Then boom, oh my gosh, I found this guy. We're suddenly just so in love. I don't know, dude. I'm not buying it, right? So we get to this first scene where Matt is kind of pinning her down. I notice in another therapist who, I know there's it's kind of a trend that a lot of therapists do reactions on different scenes from Love is Blind. And this one therapist was saying, well, she's not really saying anything that's particularly reassuring. And he was 100% correct. She wasn't telling him anything that was reassuring about the situation with the pool party. She wasn't. And you know what? You want to know why I think that? Everyone's saying, well, the reason she couldn't say anything reassuring is because she was just so No. She was terrified, but not for the reason that you think. She was terrified because she knew that part of what he was saying was true, and that he was kind of on to her, right? I literally, and the reason why I think of this is because I'd been in similar situations. I was in a situation like this with my first boyfriend, right? I lost attraction to him, and he was on to me. He knew it. I couldn't hide from him, and he would pin me down in a similar fashion, maybe not as intense as Matt, but he would pin me down in a similar fashion from time to time. He would corner me and interrogate me about different things, and it was just one of those things where, and I think Matt, it would do Matt justice to just gracefully be like, hey, I'm picking up on something that's a little off. I feel like you're not fully invested. I'm going to exit stage left, rather than kind of rubbing her face in it, which is kind of what he did. Even though he already knows the answer to the questions that he's asking, as evidenced by the fact that she couldn't tell him anything that was confidently reassuring, right? And the fact that she wasn't telling him anything reassuring was only adding to his agitation, right? And I kind of understand that. Everyone's talking about how he's this abusive guy. I don't really see that, right? He's clearly very triggered. I feel like we have this tendency to kind of pathologize male anger in a way that we don't pathologize women's anger. And I get that men's anger can potentially be more dangerous, but it doesn't mean that it's not coming from the same place as it would a woman, right? So I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's a good guy. He just really needs therapy. That's all I can say. It's just... yeah, the relationship never made sense. Colleen's clearly not fully on board, and honestly, that's okay. It's her life. And another thing I noticed, first of all, another thing I want to bring up really quickly. The fact that Colleen chased him and tried to get him to come back is not evidence that, she is fully on board. Because when I was in a relationship where I wasn't fully attracted to the guy, when he would start to pull away, I would freak out, because that was my security blanket. And remember, you guys, keep in mind, she got rejected twice, right? So imagine your security blanket and whatever is left of your self-worth is walking out the door. Obviously, you're going to scramble and try to get it back, right? I don't think it's evidence that she's 100% on board with Matt. So really, I feel like the takeaway from all this is, Matt is not a bad guy. Matt was picking up on something that was very clearly palpable. Colleen knew that it was palpable. She knew that she had no defense for it, which is why she crumbled like that. I think it was a combination of, one, the intensity that he was applying, the pressure that he was applying, in conjunction with the fact that she knew that a lot of what he was saying was rooted in reality. So, yeah, that's my take. Let me know what you guys think, because I feel like I have a level of personal experience with this, and I just feel like I recognize something that was very familiar here. I just don't think that Colleen's 100% in. I just don't. And I don't think they should have said yes. I think this has the potential to send him off the deep end if it goes wrong, which it inevitably will, because I don't think they had much going there to begin with. So, yeah. Bye, guys.